Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This video today is the second installment in the Canva for Beginners series. If you haven't seen the first video, I will link it down in the description below. The first video went over Canva basics, but in this video, we're going to go over more of the design tools, a little more in depth. Do you like these Canva tutorials and want more of them? Let me know by hitting the like button on this video and leaving a comment, and I'll make more videos just like this one. In the first video, I went over everything in the side panel. If you click on this little icon right here, you can hide the side panel, which allows for more space for your design. Above each page in your document, there's the page number, and you can also add a page title. On the right-hand side, above your page, you have some icons. This arrow allows you to move the page up within your document. This one allows you to move it down. This icon locks the page. This one duplicates it. This one deletes the page. And this one adds a blank page. At the top and left of your document are your rulers, if you have those selected on. Your rulers show in the unit of measure you specified during document setup. In this case, it's set up in pixels. If your rulers aren't on, you can head to File, View Settings, and click on Show Rulers and Guides. Or on your keyboard, you can press Shift and R. In order to get guidelines, you can click in the rulers, and the little double-headed arrow will show up. You click and hold and drag down, and it will bring a guideline into your design. And then you can drop it wherever you need it. Now Canva has updated it, and if you go to File, View Settings, if you go to Add Guides, you can now choose Preset Guides or create your own custom guide. You can still drag from the ruler if you want to create your own guidelines. And with these guidelines, they appear on every page. So as you scroll through your document, the guidelines will appear on every page. Now, say you don't need these guides anymore. All you have to do is hover over it until the double-headed arrow shows up, click, hold, and drag it out of view. And another thing I wanted to point out is if you go to File, View Settings, you can also show margins and print bleed if that's something you need in your document. Now we're going to talk about text. You can head over to the sidebar where it says Text, and it gives you options for inserting text into your document. And remember, you can also hit T on your keyboard to insert a text box. So I just pressed T on my keyboard and it brought up this text box. With the text box selected, it brings up a couple icons surrounding the text box. This icon here allows you to link. If you have a website that you want to link to this text, you will click this and it'll allow you to do that. This icon here allows you to rotate your text. And this icon here allows you to move it anywhere on the page. You can also resize your text by going to one of the corners and waiting for the double-headed arrow to show up, click, drag, and enlarge. You can also widen your text box. If you click in the halfway point right here, you can click, hold, and drag to expand the text box. Just a quick tip about the icons that surround elements as you click on them. If you're unsure what they mean or what they do, just hover over them and it'll tell you. With this button, you can duplicate your text box. With this icon, you can delete it, and if you press the More button, it gives you more options. As you move your elements around the page, little guidelines will pop up to allow you to align better to other elements that are in your design. So when you get the two perpendicular pink lines that show up, that means your text or whatever element you are moving around is directly in the center of your document. So now we're going to move up to the text toolbar. If you click this drop down here, it allows you to choose your fonts. You can search in the search bar for a specific font or a certain style of font. So in this case, I'm going to type in handwritten. So when you type in what type of font you're looking for, Canva brings up some suggestions that you can use. This section also separates the fonts into certain categories. So here it has all of the fonts that have been used in the document, which is beneficial if you are, designing a presentation and you want to keep using the same fonts, which that is recommended. You want to keep using the same fonts to just make sure everything's cohesive. It also gives you recommended fonts that would be good to use with the fonts that are already included in your design. It also shows fonts that you've recently used. It has your brand fonts, and if you had Pro on your account, you would be able to add your brand fonts in your brand kit and use them in your design. And it also shows popular fonts. And if any of them have this little crown icon next to it, that means it's a Pro feature. You can also increase or decrease your font size using either the minus or the plus. You can also type in a specific number for your font size. This icon here allows you to change the text color. I do like how Canva organizes the colors so that you know which ones have been used in your document and you can continue to use those same colors throughout. And again, in the search bar, you can just type in whatever color you are looking for. You can type in the color name. So if you're looking for orange, green, what have you, you can type that into the search bar. Or if you know the hex code for it, you can type that in here as well. So if your business or brand has a certain color or colors that you use, and say you don't have the Pro account or you don't have the brand kit set up, you can just type in the search bar the hex code and it'll bring up those specific colors. This icon here allows you to make your text bold. This makes your font italic. This underlines your text. This button allows you to make your text uppercase. This icon here allows you to align your text. So now the text is in the center. So as you keep clicking the icon, it gives you different alignment options. This button here allows you to add bullet points to your text. This button here allows you to change the spacing in between your text. You can change the spacing in between each letter. You can also adjust the space in between each line. If you click on the Effects button, it shows you some of the effects that you can add to your text, like shadow, outline, or a background. You can also curve text. And any one of these that you click on, there are adjustments that you can make to them. If you click on Animate, you can add animations to your text. If you hover over each of the icons, it gives you a preview of what the animation does. And in order to use that animation, you just click on it and it'll be applied to your text. You can also add animations to your page as well. If you click on Position, this allows you to arrange your elements forward, backward, to the front, or to the back in relation to the other elements that are on your page. You can also align it to the page itself. So if you want it to the top, left, middle, center, bottom, or right, it'll move. This icon here allows you to deal with transparency. If you click on it, you can use the slider bar to adjust transparency. This button here allows you to copy style. If you click this button here, it allows you to copy the style of one element and transfer it to another. If you click this icon, it locks the element. When you lock an element, it can no longer be edited or moved. So now I'm going to talk about some things that you can do with photos. And remember, to access photos, you can either go to Elements here in the sidebar and use photos that Canva provides, or if you already have some photos uploaded, you can head to your uploads and use those. So I'm going to grab a photo from my uploads. Once you have your photo selected, if you click on Edit Photo, it opens up the editing settings. So Background Remover and Magic Eraser are available for pro users. So Magic Edit, which is in beta mode, allows you to add or replace things in your image. You can also add filters to your photos. If you click See All, it shows you all of the filters that are available to add to your photo. You can change the intensity of the filter by dragging the sliding bar. Background Remover and Magic Eraser are available for Canva Pro users. You can effortlessly remove the background of photos in one click. With the Magic Eraser, you can effortlessly erase people and objects from photos. So back up here at the top, if you click Flip, you can flip the photo horizontal or vertical. If you click on Animate, you can add animations to your photo. So now I'm going to talk about shortcuts that are available in Canva. So in order to get some of the quick shapes, all you have to do is press certain letters on your keyboard. If you press L, that'll give you a line. R, a rectangle. C will bring up a circle. And T will bring up a text box. There are also some quick actions you can do by pressing certain keys on your keyboard. If you press Ctrl and C, that'll copy whatever you have selected. Ctrl and V will paste the item. Here are some of the most popular quick actions you'll probably use. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about elements. So I'm going to use the quick shape shortcuts to add some elements to this page. So remember, L is for line, R is for rectangle, C is for circle. So when I click on the line, if you click up here at the top, you can change the line color. With this icon here, you can change the line style. You can either keep it as a solid line, or you can choose dashed or dotted options. If you want to round the endpoints, just click this here. And you can also adjust the line weight by moving the slider bar. If you click this icon here, you can choose how you want your line to start. And if you click this button, you can choose how you want your line to end. With the shapes, now you can type directly inside of them. Whereas before, you had to add a text box on top of the shape and make sure that you keep your shape and your text box together if you were trying to move both of them. If you head up to the top and click the shape button, And when you click on it, it'll just change out the shape for you. If you click on this icon here, you can change the color. If you click on this button here, you can change the border style. You can have no border, a solid border, or dashed or dotted. So I'm going to add a solid border to this heart. You can adjust the border weight by sliding the slider. You can also adjust the corners by sliding the slider bar. Once you add a border to your shape, another icon appears, border color. If you click on that, you can change the color of the border. Now I'm going to go to Elements in the sidebar. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of your elements, it'll bring up Collections. The collections are a good way to allow your elements to match. So if you want them to have a certain look, you can grab your elements from certain collections and make sure that they all look the same. I also like that it tells you how many elements are within the collections. So in this Vintage Journal Tickets collection, there are 25 graphics. And if you click on it, it shows you all of the ones that are available to use. So I'm just going to click on a couple of them so you can see them. So 2 quick tips about selecting multiple elements. So if you wanted to select all of these elements and either move them or delete them, you can click, hold, and drag with your mouse until you select all of them. You'll be able to tell which ones you're selecting because each one will have a purple border around it. Once you've gathered all the elements that you're trying to select, you can let go with your mouse, and it selects all of them. Another way that you can select multiple items on your page is to use the Shift button. So in this case, I want to get rid of 4 of the elements. You first need to click on one. Then you press and hold Shift on your keyboard and pick the other elements. After you've selected all your elements, you can let go of Shift. And since I'm deleting these, I'll just hit delete on my keyboard. So another thing about elements that I want to go over is being able to change the color. Certain elements in Canva allow you to be able to change the color of them. Once you have your elements selected, you know if you'll be able to change the color if you look up here at the top and you see color boxes. So in this case, this element contains 4 different colors, and I can go through and click and change each color. So if you use an element in your design and you don't see those color boxes, unfortunately you're unable to change the color of the item. This concludes the second video in the Canva for Beginners series. If you found this video helpful, let me know by hitting the like button. If you want more Canva tutorials, let me know in the comments. If you're new to Canva and want to access some of the pro features, in the description box I do have a link for a free 30-day Canva Pro Trial. Consider subscribing for more videos like this and other art-related content. Is there anything you want to see from me? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.